Pledge of Allegiance, I'd like to ask our student board member to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And acknowledgement, I would like to ask Dr. Watson to read the land acknowledgement, please.
We acknowledge that our district is on the ancestral land of the Cahuilla people, with whom we have a long-standing partnership. We are grateful for the opportunity to prepare future generations, teaching them to respect and contribute to their community and to continue the stewardship exemplified by the Cahuilla people.
Okay, roll call will reflect that all board members and cabinet are present. Hold on for a second while Sue comes back. She's just looking at something. But coming up next, we're going to be introducing our perfect timing, our student board members. So joining us today is student board member Alora Drion, representing Indio High School. I'll ask Dr. May Vollmer to introduce her and administer the oath of office. Dr. May Vollmer.
Hello. We have a door that won't lock. We're attending to it. Sorry about that. Welcome. It's great to have you here this evening. We'll start off with a brief introduction, then we'll go down in front. I'm talking slow so I can catch my breath. I was running. Alora is currently a senior at Indio High School and a very proud product of Desert Sands Unified School District, having attended Ronald Reagan Elementary, Colonel Mitchell Page, and now Indio High School. Through ASB, she's participated in leadership conferences in Dallas, Chicago, and Santa Barbara. I'm sure you can go with her next time and take her luggage if you need some, travel. She's completed dual enrollment courses through College of the Desert and taken part in academic and arts-based enrichment opportunities. She has a strong passion for the arts with 14 years of dance training at Center Stage Dance Company and continued involvement in Indio High School's Circle Theater Acting Company, where she's participated in multiple productions. She currently serves as the ASB Junior Class President, the ASB Commissioner of the Arts, and an Ophelia Ambassador, and volunteers both at her dance studio and through school service programs. Her dedication, her leadership, her creativity, and community involvement makes her a strong representative voice for students as a student board member. So welcome to our board, and we'll meet you down front and do the oath of office.
Approval of the minutes, item 8. There are 2 items under approval of minutes of the annual organizational and regular meeting of December 16th, 2025, and special meeting January 5th, 2026. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
Take them as a group.
Second, Pierce.
Thank you. Disappears. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Board meeting addenda. Dr. May Vollmer?
Yes, we are going to be pulling item 1912, AR 6143, in an effort to provide more time to review the item, in particular things having to do with laws pertaining to health instruction.
Item 10, approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda of regular meeting of January 20th, 26 with said motions?
I, Laura Dreon, motion to approve.
Second, Porras.
Any discussion? Hearing none, preferential vote.
Aye.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Item 11, community staff and student recognition. Dr. May Vollmer.
Yes, I'd like to invite Tamara Watkins up to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. Board members, cabinet colleagues, and of course our honored guests tonight. I am very happy to be here to help recognize DSUSD excellence. But before we jump in, a few quick reminders. After you receive your award, please return to your seat so that you can hear the board's comments about your recognition. And then when we wrap up, I will meet you in the lobby for a quick photo opportunity. Now the best part, Dr. Dan Borgen, Director of Personnel and Leadership Development, joins us to present our January Employees of the Month.
Thank you, Tamara. Good evening, Board President Alvarez, Board of Trustees, Student Board Member Duran, Cabinet, and Superintendent May Vollmer. This is actually our one-year anniversary for our Employee Recognition Program.
Nice.
So we've been given the opportunity to recognize outstanding Desert Sands employees, and we will continue on recognizing our January Employees of the Month. Our classified Employee of the Month for January is a custodian at Kennedy Elementary, Raul Arellano. We are so proud to nominate Raul, custodian at Kennedy Elementary, for Classified Employee of the Month. Raul is an exceptional team member whose unwavering dedication, strong work ethic, and positive attitude make him a daily impact on the Kennedy campus. He consistently goes above and beyond to ensure the school is clean, safe, and welcoming, and he was instrumental in the successful implementation of Breakfast in the Classroom, approaching the new program with a proactive, solutions-oriented mindset that helped it run smoothly from day one. Raul's reliability, kindness, and willingness to support students and staff in every way make him an invaluable part of the Kennedy School community and truly deserving of this recognition. Congratulations, Raul. Our certificated Employee of the Month for January, teacher from Jefferson Middle School, Maria Silva. I will make sure that Maria gets this award. I still want to talk about her. From the principal at Jefferson, I am proud to recognize Maria Silva for her exceptional work in building strong connections with families and supporting students with disabilities. Recently, Maria responded quickly to the concerns of two parents who were worried about their children's safety. She immediately prepared and facilitated a meeting, leading the conversation with grace and organization. Through her leadership, the team was able to listen to the parents' concerns, provide supports, and reach agreed-upon amendments to the IEP. Maria's care, attentiveness, and professionalism reflect her deep commitment to ensuring every student's needs are met and every family feels supported. Congratulations, Maria Silva. And I know our Management Employee of the Month is not here yet, a prior engagement. I will make sure that I hand deliver his award. Assistant Principal, Amistad, Fernando Rodriguez. Fernando Rodriguez is an exemplary nominee for the Management Employee of the Month, thanks to his unwavering commitment to student access and equity. Fernando leads by placing students first, constantly working to remove academic and structural barriers to success. As the administrator overseeing CTE, he has successfully expanded the programs to include Amistad and district students, all while skillfully coordinating with College of the Desert and District Education Services to facilitate dual enrollment courses. As a result, many of the students are now seizing college opportunities while enrolled at Amistad. He is the driving force behind Amistad's MTSS efforts, particularly at Tier 2, where he expertly identifies, matches, and follows up with students and families needing support. Fernando is a genius in conflict mediation, consistently de-escalating incidents and counseling students toward making positive choices. And he is typically the first administrator to make contact with absent students. His dedication to a positive school climate is evident as he's always out greeting students, engaging the staff's morale, embodying a leadership style defined by humility and willingness to learn from everyone. Congratulations, Mr. Fernando Rodriguez. I broke the microphone. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Borgen, and congratulations to our January Employees of the Month. As always, it's an honor and pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 12, introduction of new or recently promoted employees. Dr. Hyde?
Okay, it's with great honor that I welcome Meredith Greenwood, the new principal at Lincoln Elementary School. Did I say that wrong? No. All right, sorry. I had a little bit of a moment there. Meredith, come on up to the dais. Meredith, I didn't see it pop up like they usually do, so I'm gonna talk to Dan. I don't know if you prepped you properly, so yeah. So I'm actually covering up my own mistake there. Meredith brings a wealth of experience and a deep commitment to our students. She holds 2 Masters of Arts degrees from Brandman University, one in Educational Administration and one in Curriculum and Instruction, with a Bachelor of Science in Sociology from Eastern Connecticut State University. Meredith Greenwood has proudly served Desert Sands Unified School District for 23 years in both elementary and middle school settings. She spent 3 years as assistant principal at Desert Ridge Academy, supporting strong instruction, inclusive practices, and student success. Meredith is honored to continue her work in DSUSD as the principal of Lincoln Elementary School, where she remains committed to ensuring every student feels supported, challenged, and empowered to succeed. Outside of her work for the district, Meredith is a passionate advocate volunteering for nonprofit animal rescue organizations in the Coachella Valley. She enjoys traveling, entertaining, and reading, and would like to acknowledge her mother, daughter, friends, and colleagues. We are thrilled to welcome Meredith Greenwood in her new leadership role. Meredith, congratulations. Please introduce any guests you might have and say a few words.
Thank you very much. I have a few friends and family. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me. Thank you. Good evening to the president, trustee, and the members of the cabinet. I really thank you for this opportunity that you trusted me with Lincoln Elementary as the new principal. I am so excited to be there. It has been a wonderful few weeks with the kids and getting to know the staff and the parents. It's just been a wonderful opportunity. I'd like to thank I'm also incredibly grateful to my colleagues, mentors, Dr. Dan Borgen, and all those people who have guided me, who supported me through my career. Thank you again for this opportunity. I accept it humbly and gratefully, and thank you so much. I look forward to a great year at Lincoln Elementary. Thank you.
Board and superintendent comments. We'll start with our student board member, Member Druyon.
I would first like to start off by congratulating all of the employees of the month, Mr. Ariano, Ms. Silva, and Mr. Rodriguez. Those are really amazing accomplishments to receive that. And I would also like to congratulate Meredith Greenwood on her promotion and welcome her to her new position. I would also like to thank you all for having me as a part of this board, and happy Board Appreciation Month.
To congratulate the employees of the month and our one-year anniversary of recognizing our wonderful employees in each category, especially to Raul, who I've known since he was a little, since he first started probably as a custodian way back at Adams School, and he had to work at night, and I had his daughter in my classroom, his wife, and so I've known him a long time, and he's a great guy, so I totally see why they nominated him for this award, for sure. Also, congratulations to Meredith. I think that's a great position for you to get even more leadership skills, and I know you'll enjoy the climate and everything over there at Lincoln with the little kids, and it must be totally different from middle school. So I applaud you on that, and I hope you have a great year. Welcome to Alora, too.
Well, I'd like to welcome everyone here this evening, and happy 2026. It looks like we turned the corner, and we're on to the second half of the year. So congratulations to all the employees of the month also, and to Meredith on your advancement there at your position at Lincoln Elementary. I know all of you are going to continue to do a fine job for us, and I'm extremely proud that you make us really shine. I think it's important today, too, to note that yesterday was Martin Luther King holiday, and so I'd like to give a shout-out a little bit about some of the core tenets that Martin Luther King stood for, which is where he centered his beliefs on nonviolence, to injustice, emphasizing courage, love, and seeking reconciliation, not victory over people. These included actively opposing, but while accepting suffering without retaliation, and believing that the universe's inherent and believing in the universal inherent justice to build a beloved community of equality and peace. He had 6 principles that he lived by of nonviolence. That nonviolence is for courageous people. It's active, it's spiritual, it's mental, emotional. Okay, it's not passive, but it requires bravery. He also had another tenet that seek friendship and understanding, that the goal is reconciliation and creating the beloved community, not defeating opponents. That you defeat injustice, not people, was his third tenet. He says, not to become victims of evil, and the aim is to defeat the system and not the individuals involved. His fourth tenet, unearned suffering, transformation. Accepting suffering without retaliation can be redemptive and actually educational. To always, number 5, choose love over hate, resisting violence of the spirit, embracing, creating selfless love. And the 6th one, the universe sides with justice, a deep faith that truth and justice will ultimately prevail. I think it's a very important holiday. It's one of the most important holidays I feel as a board member and as an individual in this country. I'm old enough to know the 60s, to have lived in the 60s, and so I find it quite moving that civil rights and the world that we live in today is always morphing, but at the end of the day, I believe it's in a more beautiful and better place. And I look forward to this coming 2026 and things being the best that they can be, and I'm just glad that all of you continue to come out and support us at meetings, at our school sites, and in our community. And with that, I'd also like to close because I think it's important to, if you can, give blood. I've always been a big platelets donor, and I know that at times that the blood banks do run low, and I know the school systems do an incredible job of bringing the blood banks to the schools, but also to, let's not forget, wouldn't that be great if all our banks were just so full that nobody would ever have to do or need
So thank you again for coming out this evening, and in the spirit of Dr. King, may you all go in peace.
Well, I'd like to welcome Alora Druyan. So excited for you to be here. You make our Rajas proud. Congratulations to the 3 employees of the month and to Meredith for your new position as principal. I think you're going to be amazing. And it's great to know that you now know how to count to 100. So that was great. I love that when you said that. So anyways, everybody have a wonderful week. Thanks.
I too would like to welcome our student board member, and I think you did an amazing job that we don't even have to say anything because I think you said it all. But congratulations, Ms. Greenwood, and to Raul, Maria, and Fernando. I also want to say welcome back, Tamara. We missed you, and your voice up here. It's amazing to have it back. Mr. Alvarez and I last week, we attended the 2x2 with the City of Indian Wells, which was a great collaborative meeting. Even though we only have one school in their city, they're a great partner, and I appreciate the time that they take to meet with us and collaborate. I would also like to thank Washington Charter and Carter Elementaries for the gifts that they left here for us. And I had texted my mom, and so I know my kids are listening right now, because when I walked out here, I saw this card on my desk, and I said, wait a second, I know that handwriting. And so I want to say a special thank you to my son Lincoln for the appreciation note for the board.
Yes, definitely a shout out to Carter and Washington Charter for their thoughtful gifts. It's a great touch and greatly appreciated. And to our student board member, welcome, young lady. Very impressed by you. And thank you to the work ethic that Raul, Maria, and Fernando display. Obviously, you're standing out and being recognized for it. So thank you for the things that you do day in and day out. Ms. Meredith Greenwood, well, we really are going to appreciate the work you're going to bring to Lincoln. The principalship is not an easy job, and we know it takes a lot of effort, and you're supported by a team, but you are the head of the team, so we are thankful that you're there and looking forward to the great things you're going to do for the school. So congratulations on your assignment. The next item, thank you for the timely comments, Mr. Duran. It's just, all you have to do is turn on the news and see how crazy things are out there. And just to reemphasize that each and every one of you who in some way supports our students, you're changing the trajectory of their life. Not speaking just simply in academics, but rather the relationships you build, the sense of safety and pride they have in our community. These are certainly difficult times, different times that we've seen, but I believe that we as a school system are a strong fabric in our community that holds the community together, and I would want to continue to be that bright spot for our community. So that's only done with your efforts. So thank you for being that bright spot for our students and our community. So it just really touched and remembered when hearing Mr. Duran make those comments about how important it is that we keep what's important in our minds as we communicate with our families, our students, and navigate these difficult times that we're in right now. But I'll pass it on to Dr. Mabel.
Thank you very much. I just want to officially, a few people have mentioned it, but acknowledge that January is School Board Appreciation Month. And so I just want to publicly thank each of our board members. I say this often, probably not often enough, but they each have individual qualities that stand out and are so special and that I deeply, deeply appreciate. But what I love about all of them is that each and every one of them wants what's best for kids and wants what's best for our staff. And that's what drives them in the work that they do. That's what keeps them awake at night. That's what makes them ask the questions that they ask. And so we just could not be more fortunate to have such a caring group of people that really operate from what I believe is the most important place of being grounded and being centered. So thank you to each and every one of you. Really appreciate it and hope you feel very honored. This month we do have a social media campaign on all of them, and that includes our school board members. So welcome. We're so glad that you're here this evening. But we are also equally fortunate to have amazing representation from each of our high schools, and so fortunate to have student voice as a part of what we do every day. I want to also say congratulations to our award winners. Congratulations, Raul. I know you're here. Very well deserved. And Meredith, very happy to have you at Lincoln and can't wait to see just things get better and better. It's already a phenomenal place, but just excited for your work to do alongside of all the fantastic staff members that are there. And then just two other things quickly. Friday was a non-student day, which was, I'm sure our students loved and appreciated. But it was a day of hard work all around the district, and we have a lot of professional development that happens during those non-student days that fall in October and in January. And not to discount the work of anyone else, but I did get 2 phone calls on Friday really calling out Sally Adams and the amazing work that she did working on some professional development around generative artificial intelligence, and Dr. Jackson, who is in the back of the room, I heard did just a phenomenal job at Palm Desert High School. And so I just want to say thank you for being who you are and for sharing in the way that you do. I know the staff there felt like they were better for your presence, so I appreciate that very, very much. And then I just want to end actually as well with a quote in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." It's probably one of my favorite quotes of his, which really exemplifies everything that you talked about tonight, Mr. Duran. And so that I hope yesterday in particular, I hope it's not just yesterday, but yesterday in particular, each of us had the time to focus not on Dr. King's words only, but his actions as well. And I know for me, my hope is that each time I focus on that and I reflect on that, that I'll be more just in my actions, I'll display more compassion, and I'll be more full of hope. And so I wish that for you as well.
President Alvarez, just one thing I forgot. I forgot to wish Laura Druyon congratulations on the board, too. That's very important for me. And sometimes you just get into your notes and then you look up and you realize, oh, I missed that one. But
I just got to stick together.
Oh, you know, that's right. But also, too, it is so true that when people do speak and all of a sudden you say, okay, they already said that, it's like you don't want it. She did such an eloquent job, right? She's so articulate. You go, we're good, right? That's 4 of us that don't need to do that. But we do need to anyway. But thank you so much for the time you're serving with us. It's a real honor for you to be on the board with us. You get to my flowers.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Are there any public comments this evening? None? Okay, I'm going to move on. Number 15, information items. The Board of Education has received the following information items. 15.1, annual financial audit reports for 2024-2025. 15.2, financial and performance audits for the Building Fund, Measure KK and Measure A. 15.3, quarterly report summary on Williams uniform complaints October through December 2024. Should that be 24 or 25? 25. Got that. 15.4, Palm Desert High School's Winter Guard participation in the 2026 Winter Guard International World Championship in Dayton, Ohio from April 7th through the 12th, 2026. 15.5, La Quinta High School's Globetrotter Club educational first tour to Costa Rica and Panama from April 17th through the 25th of 2026. 15.6 is disposal of surplus property report per resolution number 30/2024-2025. Staff conference items, 16.1, dual language immersion presentation. Dr. May Volmer.
Yes, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Wood.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. I'd like to invite up to the dais Dr. Angela Randolph, our Director of State and Federal, and Nancy Valador, our Coordinator of Multilingual Programs, who will be presenting tonight on our dual language immersion program here in Desert Sands.
All right. Good evening. President Alvarez, Board of Trustees, Superintendent May Volmer, and Cabinet. Nancy Valador and I are appreciative of the opportunity to present an update on our dual language immersion program. The program is currently hosted and proudly hosted at Jackson and Reagan Elementary Schools, as well as Desert Ridge Academy. The vision and mission statements for our program ensure that we provide a rigorous environment, an innovative, a biliterate environment where students are aware of cultural and heritage diversity. So our vision and mission guide us as we are writing our dual language master plan, which you'll hear about in a couple of minutes. The California English Learner Roadmap opened up the possibility for school districts to provide more DLI programs, and Global California 2030 ensured by setting goals for districts to increase the state seal of biliteracy among our students, as well as to increase the number of DLI programs across the state, so that we aligned our master plan with these two policy and legislative documents. So what is a dual language immersion program? A dual language immersion program develops bilingualism and biliteracy and a second language by integrating multilingual learners. The next slide, we're going to see our DLI principals sharing with us what they think of our DLI program.
Welcome to a world where every word is a bridge.
Donde no solo enseñamos idiomas, sino que construimos futuros.
And every student is a global citizen.
Bienvenidos a the Desert Sands Dual Language Immersion Family.
All right. So here we have the three pillars of a dual language immersion program: biliteracy, bilingualism, and grade level achievement, as well as social cultural competence. Tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the guiding principles for dual language education and provide you with updates through the lens of the different guiding principles, beginning with program structure. So we are working with the Center for Equity for English Learners at Loyola Marymount University through the process and continuing the process of writing our dual language immersion master plan. We are building this with the strong foundation of DLI research. We want to ensure that we take the real, what we have happening now, to the ideal, so that this will mirror, our plan will mirror evidence-based research. Tonight in the audience, we have with us Lily Mazzei. She's our DLI project facilitator. She has been working closely with the Center for Equity for English Learners alongside Nancy and I as we are enhancing our program over the last few years. Our language of instructional, the model we're using is a 90-10 model, with 90% of our day for TK and K being in Spanish. And then as the years progress, the students are being instructed less in Spanish until 4th grade, where it's a 50-50 model. And from here, from 4th to high school, the kids are in a program that's a 50-50 model of language instruction. So we take a closer look at this 50-50 model at the 6th grade level. We can hone in on what is being taught in Spanish and what is being taught in English. So Spanish is world language, math, and science. And in English, they're receiving ELA, social studies, PE, and an elective. Here you'll see in the top chart our program enrollment data by school, by grade level for the 25-26 school year. And on the bottom, you see the wait list for this school year. Moving on to the curriculum.
Can you go back?
Oh, sure.
Reagan, for example, it starts off in the 40s and it ends with 37. What do you attribute that to?
Sometimes parents are get a little leery if their children aren't learning, you know, because of the instructional model being 90-10. Sometimes parents might want to pull their child because it takes a while for them to demonstrate literacy at a higher level of attainment. That could be the reason. Sometimes it's because students are leaving the school. There are a variety of reasons. Sometimes it's just not a good match for the student. So we've encountered different things over the years.
Thank you.
Yep.
About that?
Oh, yeah.
On, in a school like Jackson, where you have those couple of grade levels with lower enrollment, like fourth grade has 32, when there's probably more of an opportunity that students are bilingual, is there an opportunity for them to test into the program at a higher grade if they can demonstrate some?
Right. We have criteria where a student could, if they, for example, to your point, sometimes they'll come from another school district, they'll come in, and then, yes, we can do that. But ultimately, to your point too, we want to ensure that it will be successful and that they test in or they have the ability to succeed in a program. But kids can come maybe potentially from another DLI program, or they're bilingual enough and they can fit into the situation.
So if they're at Jackson but in a fourth grade class, not a DLI class, there's an opportunity if there's room for them to test into it?
There could be an opportunity. I'm not sure, depending on the student's experiences, if it would be a great match. It really depends on, typically you look at DLI experience in another like district, let's say. But if they really wanted to and it matched, that could work. Yes. If it's a good fit. It's like a lot about the fit. Does the student match the program? Like, is it something the student really wants to, let's say, experience? It's a harder experience, right? So it has to be a good fit. Great questions, thank you. The second one here is, curriculum. This slide shows the core curriculum in reading in LA, language arts, both Spanish and English language arts, as well as social studies, science, and math. This slide is our supplemental Spanish resources, and you see off to the left a student who is accessing RAS Plus. That's a supplemental Spanish resource that focuses on reading and listening and comprehension quizzes. What's unique about this program, although it can be used during the day, and it has been, it is used at home. Also, where parents can assist their child with the program, and regardless if the parent understands the language of instruction, they can participate in this process. The third guiding principle is instruction. And here we're highlighting cross-linguistic transfer as an important pedagogical component of our DLI program. If a student learns multiplication, how to do multiplication, how to identify the main idea, they only have to learn that once. They don't learn it in two languages. They learn the what once, and then it's the how. How do you say it in the other language? So as we look at cross-linguistic transfer and think about the silent E in English, or the tilde or the accent in Spanish, those are aspects of language that have to be specifically taught and practiced. And that is part of cross-linguistic transfer. The fourth principle is assessment and accountability. So we have the guiding principles, the goals on the left-hand side. And on the right, we have some of the metrics that we use, such as lost links, English Learner Progress Indicator, and biliteracy pathway. These are to measure the student's progress. Lost Links is a language proficiency assessment in both English and Spanish, assessing the 4 language domains: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And we are currently testing the first graders as we speak. We started this morning, so we're testing the first graders. We tested the 4th graders in the fall. The ELPI, the English Learner Progress Indicator, assesses our English learners in language proficiency, in English language proficiency. And then the Biliteracy Pathway Awards, we'll dive into them right here. So we have the Biliteracy Attainment Certificate, which is For eligible fifth grade students, they can be awarded this at the end of fifth grade. And last year we had 80 students between Reagan and Jackson that were eligible and awarded this certificate. At the end of eighth grade, we will be celebrating with our eighth grade students the certificate of biliteracy for those eligible students. And finally, the seal of biliteracy, this prestigious honor that students can attain if they stay in the DLI program, they meet the criteria. This is a high-value honor that's on the transcripts of these students that signal they're ready for college and they're ready for our global economy. This slide shows us, and this is a very exciting one for us to share with you tonight, that our English learners who are in the DLI program are outperforming their non-DLI peers at both school sites. Overall, the DLI students consistently demonstrated greater English language progress than their non-DLI peers, indicating that the program effectively accelerates English language development. Staff quality and professional development is our fifth guiding principle. We are working in partnership with the California Association for Bilingual Education. They are providing ongoing professional development for our DLI teachers, writing workshops, cross-linguistic transfer, as well as learning how to bridge the two languages. The teachers get extensive training throughout the year. Also, Desert Sands is leading the way at the Riverside County Office of Education Dual Immersion Consortium with our DLI master plan development. Nancy Velador and Lily Mazzei for the past 2 years have been leading the way for us with sharing to the other districts throughout the county how our program has been developed and how we are developing a strong program built on solid research. I'm going to turn it over right now to Nancy Velador.
Good evening, Board President, Trustees, Superintendent May Vollmer, and Cabinet. Happy New Year. Thank you, Dr. Randolph, for walking us through the 5 of the 7 guiding principles and highlighting the instructional programmatic foundations that ensure the success of our dual language immersion program. Building on that strong instructional core, I will now transition us into guiding principle number 6, which focuses on family and community engagement, a pillar that is essential to sustaining and strengthening dual language immersion over time. Guiding Principle 6 reminds us that DLI is not only a classroom-based model, but a community-centered one. Parents attend school functions and interact with other families to build the cross-cultural community that is central to the DLI mission. We intentionally create multiple entry points for families to engage meaningfully with the program and with one another. For example, our students have the opportunity to participate in academic events such as the Spanish Spelling Bee, and families are invited to attend and celebrate their children's achievements. Students also receive a certificate of acknowledgement recognizing their commitment to the DLI program over 6 years, honoring their perseverance, biliteracy journey, and long-term dedication. As part of our commitment to continuity and access, students and families participate in middle school transition tours at Desert Ridge Academy, where the DLI pathway continues. I would also like to add at this time, the district is intentionally focused on strengthening and fully realizing the dual immersion pathway from elementary through middle school and into high school. Research and best practice are clear that dual immersion is most effective when students experience a coherent, uninterrupted K-12 continuum. Before expanding DLI to additional school sites, it is essential that we ensure the program is sustainable, well-supported, and successful through high school level. The delicate approach allows us to protect program quality, honor our commitment to families, and ensure that students who begin the DLI language immersion are able to complete the journey to biliteracy, graduation, and college and career readiness. Moving on, our annual DLI kickoff at Desert Ridge Academy is a meaningful milestone. Incoming students are welcomed by DLI teachers, counselors, administrators, the Desert Ridge Academy band, and cheerleaders. Families tour classrooms, meet the principal and staff, and begin building relationships that support a smooth and confident transition into secondary dual language immersion. Family engagement comes through culture, learning, and celebration. Family engagement also comes to life through cultural affirming school-wide celebrations such as El Día de los Muertos, a las Posadas, and El Día de los Niños. During Día de los Muertos, families work alongside their children to create altars honoring loved ones. These altars displayed throughout school sites, allowing students and families to tour and learn from one another, strengthening cultural understanding and community connection. In addition, families are invited to participate in parent workshops where they learn the LPAC proficiency report and receive practical strategies to support their children within the DLI program. Toward the end of the school year, families attend student portfolio presentations where fifth grade students present in both English and Spanish. These presentations are a powerful demonstration of students' bilingualism, biliteracy, and bicultural competence, and they reflect the long-term impact of a sustained dual language immersion program. As we reflect on the strength of our family and community partnerships, it's important to highlight the systems of support that make this possible. This brings us to Principle 7, Support and Resources. We are fortunate to partner with the Center for Equity for English Learners of Loyola Mount University, as well as Riverside County Office of Education, where our teachers participate in DLI-specific learning. In addition to our operational partners, which include central office administrators, DSUSD superintendent, assistant superintendent, directors, project facilitators, principals, assistant principals, instructional coaches, ELD coaches, counselors, and CTA president Trina Elisi. We also have a dedicated DLI transitional team comprised of DLI teachers, administrators, counselors, project facilitators, and central office staff who work collaboratively to ensure coherence, alignment, and continuity across grade spans. This cross-grade alignment reflects our current priority to solidify and sustain dual language immersion as a complete pathway through high school before responsibly expanding the program to other additional sites. Equally important are our community partners, including dual language immersion parents, District English Language Advisory Committee parents, and our DLI parent group. We actively promote the dual language immersion program and family outreach at school celebrations, English learner parent workshops, DLAC meetings, Reagan's Boo Bash, and Jackson Literacy Night. We have also developed a DLI trifold with information about our program, which is shared with families and educational partners. And we continue to host dual language immersion parent workshops, including our first inaugural Friday session that was led by our project facilitator, Lily Mazet. It is important to note that our DLI parents also attend district-wide English learner parent workshops, reinforcing shared leadership and collective responsibility for student success. Although our dual language immersion students are not with us this evening, we would like to close this section by centering their voices. A brief video of students performing in Spanish, bringing to life the outcomes of dual language immersion program and the guiding principles you have heard this evening. As we come to the close of this presentation, we come full circle. Tonight you heard about the 7 guiding principles of our dual language immersion program, principles that speak to academic excellence, biliteracy, equity, and opportunity. At the center of every one of these principles is something that is deeply human: belonging. Parents' engagement is where these principles come alive, when families see their language honored, their culture affirmed, and their voices valued. They do more than participate. They become partners, and that partnership becomes advocacy, sustainability, and long-term success for students. By strengthening dual language immersion as a coherent K-12 pathway, we ensure that growth, when it occurs, is grounded in quality, sustainability, and student outcomes. We also want to recognize the dedication of our principals, assistant principals, instructional coaches, ELD coaches, DLI teachers, and project facilitators who make this program possible every day. Your hard work ensures that students have the support, the resources that they need to thrive. And of course, we extend our deepest gratitude to the Board of Education, our esteemed Superintendent, Dr. May Vollmer, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, Dr. Marcos Wood, Director of State and Federal Programs, Dr. Randolph, and our State and Federal Project Facilitator, Lily Mazette, for your steadfast support for dual language immersion. Your leadership sends a clear message: multilingualism is an asset, and family partnership is essential to student success. Because of this shared vision, leadership, and partnership, we are not simply implementing a program, we are shaping futures. DSUSD School Board President, Board Trustees, Superintendent May Vollmer, and Cabinet. This is how we come full circle. When vision meets actions, families are honored as partners, and every child is empowered to thrive academically, culturally, and linguistically. Thank you. Our last quote. Bilingualism strengthens the mind, bridges cultures, and opens doors to opportunity. El bilingüismo fortalece la mente, une culturas y abre puertas a nuevas oportunidades. Gracias.
Thank you. We'll go to questions. Go ahead, Member Rodriguez.
Questions or comments?
Comments or questions?
Either or? Okay. I would like to start off by saying that this was a really amazing presentation, and I really like how you talked about not just building programs, but building futures, and I feel like that really shows like the impact that this is creating, especially with the success rates that you have shown, and the representation of the language and culture, as well as the many opportunities for biliteracy with these children. And I love that you are providing so much support for the students and families and community. Thank you.
Wow. Good job.
All right.
You'll be up here one day.
She said everything.
I know. We always say ditto. I just had two questions. So basically at Reagan and Jackson, there's 2 classes at each grade level?
Correct.
With those numbers? And then, so they try and keep them at like 20 or, what year? 20, 25, if, or the same?
It could be up to 24.
Up to 24.
Yep.
And then the other question was, I noticed you have a transition event coming up in January?
This Friday. Yes, yes.
Yeah, January 31st, 8 to 11. So that's where 5th graders come over to see DRA? Or?
So our parents and our 5th grade students from Reagan and Jackson, they are invited to Desert Ridge Academy for that celebration. They are greeted by staff, principals, teachers, the DLI teachers, cheerleaders, the band. I mean, it's pretty extravagant. Parents are also invited, and they also get a tour. They get to visit the classrooms, and they also have a Q&A with the administration of the school. And that will be this Friday. Thank you, Lily Mazette, our project facilitator from State and Federal, for helping lead that great project.
Okay, thank you. I thought it was a great presentation, and I appreciate all the information. Thanks.
Ditto, an incredible presentation. I'm so committed and endeared to the dual language immersion program. It's just an amazing thing. I don't know how to say enough about it, except I wish there was more, you know. But it reminds me, like, there's always those dichos que dicen en español, que, like, you know, hablando se oye la gente or entiende la gente, you know, this, by communicating, we get to know one another, right? And if we understand each other, I think it knocks I think it opens doors, just as you're saying, Savs, as opposed to, creating barriers and things of that nature. So congratulations to all of you. And again, also to Dr. Marcus Wood up here, who I know is a fantastic leader who works to this community and to the needs. And just so I have a kid that calls me Theo that's actually in the Reagan program, and I know a couple of people at the Jackson School too, a couple of the teachers that I actually coached in swimming years ago. So I feel really connected to, and it's a program that I'm endeared to deeply. Thank you again for your commitment.
I just love this so much. I love your presentation and the fact that you're thriving and the kids are thriving with this. And I love the fact that you're implementing community and involving the families and just really celebrating the culture. Just amazing. You guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much.
I agree. I want you guys to know how much I do appreciate this program. I wish that my children, it was available at their schools, but I understand the need to sustain what we have in order to grow it. Before my kids went to school, my kids attended a daycare that only spoke Spanish to them. So it means a lot to me for children to have the opportunity to be bilingual. I actually had the opportunity to talk to Lily at the winter performance that the kids did, the DLI kids did at Reagan. I have to say, I really do miss having the kids come and perform Selena. It's one of my favorites because for us, it puts a face to what we're talking about. So just putting my 2 cents in there. My only concern, and this is something that I talked about with Lily back in December, is that drop off to middle school. I don't know what the numbers were in 5th grade, but if we're looking at the numbers of what are currently enrolled in Reagan and Jackson, we're looking at a 20 to 30% drop off to middle school. I know that you guys are doing a lot and you're trying to promote it, and communication I know is key. I don't know what the solution is to fix that completely, but maybe one suggestion is asking those that choose not to continue, what are those reasons why? I think we know one of them, but how do we address that? How do we keep those kids in this program? Because I think it's really important, obviously, for them to continue.
Just want to reiterate the comments about the presentation. It was very informative, and appreciate the information on the ELPI for both Jackson and Reagan, the growth that the students have when they're in the dual language program. So that was a nice touch to show the effectiveness of the program. Ms. Velador, you mentioned several people as to the success, but you're on the front lines as well. So I want to make sure that you get noted for your efforts and being a champion of everything under your care. So, and you do it with such passion. So thank you for your efforts in leading that. So there's a lot of great, and I'm a big proponent of the program. I'll fight for it tooth and nail. What are some of your challenges that you're having? Either one of you. Don't be afraid to speak up.
I think back to the enrollment issue, I think convincing kids, especially when they transition to middle school, but I believe like the transition event that we're going to do on Friday, that can be part of it. And I love your suggestion about asking those who don't continue what could help or what might entice them. I think that's one of the challenges. The other types of challenges we face, I think we hit them head on, like when parents are concerned about the progress of their children. For instance, when they're all in Spanish at 90-10 model, and they're trying to ensure that they have literacy in English, we address those issues, but those aren't huge challenges per se, programmatically. So I would just say maybe it's the enrollment issue would be the biggest one. How to keep the kids in so there truly are no regrets, because it's such a unique program. And like you, my son had a daycare person who spoke only Spanish to him, and he did not have the opportunity to go to a DLI program either once he went to elementary school. But to have that possibility is so unique, so I think that would be the biggest challenge. And the more parent workshops we do, The more we educate the parents how they can help their kids at home and just be a support without knowing the language, I think that's another key aspect. Because when you have that parental support and encouragement at that transition, especially to middle school, I think therein lies some other like nudge, stay in the program, right? So.
Appreciate the feedback, and you guys are there in the trenches, so you guys would know firsthand what we deal with. But we're here to be a support to you guys, and we thank you for the efforts you guys are putting forth for the program. So thank you so much for the presentation.
And thank you for the opportunity and the suggestions. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you.
Item 16.2 is our annual financial audit reports 24-25 fiscal year. Dr. May Vollmer.
Yes, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Aquino.
Good evening, board. At this time, I'd like to introduce Alan So. He is a senior manager with Eide Bailly, our independent auditing firm. He'll be here tonight to present to you our annual financial audit, including the GEO bond audit from last fiscal year.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Alan. I'm with Eide Bailly. I'm one of the auditors that audited the district's financial statements for the 24-25 fiscal year. I'm here to present the audit results and then answer any questions at the end. Our audit can be broken out into 3 opinions. We audit the financial statements of the district. We do a state compliance audit, and then we also do a federal single audit. For the financial statements audit, we issued an unmodified opinion. Unmodified opinion is the highest opinion that the school district can get, meaning that the financial statements were free from material misstatements. In addition, that we reviewed the district's internal controls. During our process, we did not identify any deficiencies in internal controls. For the federal awards or the federal audit, we audit based on the compliance supplement issued by the federal government. During this last fiscal year, we audited 2 federal programs. We audited the special education cluster, and we audited the child nutrition program. Based on our audit of those 2 federal programs, we did not notice any discrepancies in the financial statements or with the compliance requirements as required by the federal government. With that being said, we were able to issue an unmodified opinion for the federal programs as well, with no internal control deficiencies. For the last piece of the audit, we audit the state compliance of the district. This audit is based on the state audit guide that has been issued by the state annually. Based on the procedures performed in accordance with the state audit guide, we did not notice any programs that were out of compliance. As a result, we were able to issue an unmodified opinion for the state compliance as well. So any questions before I go into the bond reports? So in addition to the district audit, we audit the district's Measure KK and Measure A. These audits can be broken out into 2 sections. We do a financial statement audit, and then we do what we call a performance audit. For the financial statement audit, what we do is we break out the financial statements related to each measure, and we ensure that those financial statements are reported accurately and free from material misstatements. During our audit process, we did not identify any discrepancies. For the second piece of the audit, the performance audit, this is where we actually audit the expenses, and we verify that the expenses were allowable under what the voters voted for during the election. So based on our audit of the expenses, we did not notice any expenses that were unallowable, and they are all aligned with what the voters voted for on the ballots.
Just great news all around. I'm very happy to hear such a clean and great audit, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
I just got one question. I thought I saw a number in there, I was trying to find it again, like where like the assessed value of all our property, buildings, et cetera. It's in there, it's like $1 billion or more?
I believe you're already referencing the capital assets.
I think it was. I was looking up here. I was trying to find it again. I'd glanced. I'd seen it like the district as a whole maybe in there with the current and other assets, like it's say 904 million. And then in 2024 was 674 million. So that seemed like a big jump. I was just...
Mr. Duran, you might be referring to the assessed value where we have our bonds. I don't believe it's listed directly on there, but our last reporting, I think, reported about 1.2 billion, which leaves the district after issuing a $675 million bond. I think we're somewhere in the neighborhood of 300, approximately 300 left of authorization that we essentially could utilize if we ever needed it, pending voter approval.
I just saw that those two numbers seemed like a big jump from current and other assets, and I was just 674 to 904 is like, I was like,
sorry, I was referring to something completely different.
The district as a whole sheet there where it says the district's net position was 915 million, you know, yada yada, for the end of June 30th on 2025 compared to like 851. But then I'm looking and I say, okay, so that's a gain of 148. I can see that kind of looks like inflation or something. But in the governmental activities,
Does that happen to have a page number on it, Mr. Duran?
it's 8.
I would just like to add something that it is good to see that not only the solvency in it, but the value that we bring to the voters by entrusting the school district to be able to ensure that our buildings are up to date. So ultimately, thank you to the community for that, but also the stewardship of the team. So thank you to our team who's making that possible.
And
go ahead, Jordan. You have the answer?
yeah, and to respond to the question on the net investment on capital assets, the increase. So the increase is largely, that number comes from the additions or the projects or capital assets that the district has incurred during the 24-25 fiscal year. Since the district had multi-year projects that are still ongoing, as the projects gets added or gets completed, and they get into capital assets, and it goes into that amount. So the change represents the additions to capital assets minus the debt that the district still has outstanding.
All right. Yeah, it just seemed like you could see like it was just this huge jump compared to what I read before. I was thinking, I don't know, I was just wondering why it was so large all of a sudden.
Yeah, and from reviewing the capital assets footnote, the district had around $20 to $30 million in capital assets additions in the 24-25 fiscal year.
Okay. Well, thank you. That answers it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I would say when you see it like this, that's like a big jump.
Public hearing, item 17, no items. Number 18, general functions. Business services, there are 4 items. Items 18.1 is a resolution, therefore requiring a roll call vote. Is there a motion for item 18.1, resolution number 11/2025-2026?
Horace?
Second, Duran.
Roll call vote, student board member Druyan.
Aye.
Pierce.
Aye.
Mr. Duran.
Aye.
Ms. Porras.
Aye.
Dr. Watson.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Motion carries 6-0. Item 18.2 through 18.4, is there a motion to take them as a group or individually?
Motion as a group?
Second, Porras.
Any discussion? Hearing none, preferential vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? None. Motion carries 6-0. General functions, educational services, item 19. There are 14 items. Is there a motion to take them as a group or individually?
I'd like to ask to table item 1914.
19.14, you're asking
It
to
was
table?
removed. It was removed, wasn't it?
Yeah, so there were 14 items, there's only 13 now because we removed item 1912. And the one Dr. Watson's referring to is
1914.
a different item, 1914. Mr. President, do you mind if I ask the reasoning behind?
Yeah, can we go ahead and explain, Dr. Watson?
Sure. I'd like to ask to table item 1914 regarding the board policy for mobile communication devices. While I appreciate the updates that were made to it, there is a certain statement in it that I feel like we are almost pushing the boundaries of what Ed Code 48901.5 and 48901.7 specifically states that a student shall not be prohibited from possessing or using mobile communication device under any of the following circumstances, with number 1 being in the case of an emergency or in response to perceived threat or danger. So just prior to that statement in the updated board policy and in the current board policy, it states that mobile communication devices shall be turned off during instructional time. I'm going to give an example. Last night, when we had an earthquake that I'm pretty sure everybody felt, my 2 youngest kids said, "Run, get under the table, get under the table." So I appreciate that we've taught them to get under the table. But if that were happening in school and my child perceives himself in danger, now he has to get his cell phone out of his backpack, turn it on, while everybody else, if it is turned off, would be turning their cell phones on at the same time to call me or whomever he wanted to call in perceived danger. So I feel like that statement of mobile communication devices shall be turned off during instructional time can be worded differently and more appropriately so that we are protecting our students' rights and the Ed Code.
I certainly understand the sentiment. Maybe there's a way we can resolve that right now while still moving forward.
So we could, if the board is in agreement, change the language from turned off to put away, right? So the idea there being that during instructional time, devices must be put away unless they are given a reason to have those out, as opposed to being turned off. If that, I agree with Dr. Watson. I understand what you're saying there. So
I do also think that it would be beneficial to be placed on silent because I understand where this came from, in that we don't want kids on their phones during instructional time and we don't want it to be a disruption. And I completely understand that, but they do have that right in that perceived danger in order to grab their phone and call their mom or 911 or whatever they choose to do.
So we can adjust, so this is a first read, so if the board is in agreement moving forward with keeping the agenda item with the adjustment of removing turned off and changing that to put away and silenced, we can continue with that, and then we'll additionally bring back the other board policy that you referred to so that those are in alignment. But that would, if the board's in agreement with that, then we could take a motion on 1 through 11 and then 13 and 14 of items.
And I want to concur with that, but I want to come with another thought process too, because the first thing I thought was, you're on a plane, you go to airplane mode, or, everybody can always put it in silence. I think our children today, I would say, working every day, is when you tell them turn your phone off, they hear put it on silent. Because I'm going to take a look at what happened, that terrible, terrible thing that happened in Texas a few years ago when the child was on a phone, was able to get to a phone. I'm not so sure we want parents calling if we have them in a lockdown situation and phones going off. I mean, I just want to bring that up, especially with our younger students, or even with the older. I mean, they're all the same. But I think that's another. When we go into lockdown, one of the things is be quiet. And if a phone starts ringing because people know, we know what happened in that one city. I mean, so we always have to look at it as it's a double-edged sword in life. Yes, I'm okay with them telling them whatever the verbiage is to say non-disruptive, not in use, but we have to remember that it is something that now we are realizing the detriment that phones actually have on the health. And when you think about safety, I've often said, you know, your kid's at school, my kid's at school, I know where my kid is. I mean, for the most part. I can call the school and find out, you know, and they're really good. They call me when they weren't there and they were somewhere else. But I think that's just a real concern that can end up turning on us in another direction. So yes, of course, to be non-disrupted, to be in an airplane mode or in a vibrate, but even vibrate, you know, can give away your position. Anybody who's been in a movie theater knows that. You know, you hear it 400 feet away all of a sudden, right? So I think we just need to really take a hard look at that because I think as a society we are starting to realize that cell phones are, I mean, really on everybody at every moment. I actually left mine in the back today. I did, and I feel a little liberated, you know, because I'm not looking at it. I'm not looking at it right now. But anyway, at the end of the day, those are my 10 cents, you know. They don't make the penny anymore.
I was just thinking, like with most elementary, they hang their backpacks and you don't have them actually, in our climate, put their phone in there. I mean, kids in a second grade class would come and put their phone up on my desk so it wouldn't be lost or but so if we say something like put away and kept on silent, I assume that would mean in their desk at whatever grade level? Is that what the language you want to change it to, you were talking about?
Put away just means that it has to be accessible to the child. And to kind of not argue your point, Mr. Duran, but to give it a different perspective, perceived danger doesn't mean that there's somebody doing something at the school that's going to harm my child. But if my child's having an anxiety attack, that is perceived danger. So there's a lot of different cases of what perceived danger would be. I feel very strongly about this board policy because I've actually had to deal with it this school year when my daughter's rights were violated regarding her cell phone. So I want to make sure that we're covering all our bases and our children's rights are not being violated.
I think the sentiment is there that we can move forward with a resolution tonight that doesn't just have to be off, but do we as a group feel ready to move forward with the language Dr. May-Volmer addressed?
I think put away is fine and not necessarily put away in the backpack because then again, that gets us in a sticky spot of it may not be accessible to the child.
Yeah, and I think obviously each school is a bit unique, right? And we try to allow for that so that they can enforce our policies in a way that makes sense in the circumstances that they have. So if we get too granular, that really can become a hardship for enforcing the policy.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, okay.
I'm good with that.
So it seems that we'll keep it on with the new added language.
We'll add the new added language, right? So that leaves you with 19.1 through 19.11.
So I'll make a motion for 19.1 through 19.11, 19.13, and 19.14 with the amendment.
Second.
Any additional discussion? Hearing none. Preferential vote.
Aye.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. Item 20, general functions, personnel services. There are 6 items. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
Them as a group, Horace.
Personnel, it's personnel.
She can't do personnel.
Oh. Well, it says in their preferential rule, but we're going to scratch that out.
All right. I thought she couldn't do personnel. That's usually personnel.
So for personnel matters, we'll just do us and we'll leave student board member out for personnel matters.
I'll second Watson.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Item 21, general functions, student support services. There are 8 items. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
Take as a group.
Second, Porras.
Any discussion? Hearing none, preferential vote.
Preferential vote, Alordrion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. General function superintendent. There are 6 items. Items 22.1 is a resolution, therefore requiring a roll call vote. Is there a motion for item 22.1, resolution number 10/2025-2026?
Motion, Porras.
Is there a second?
Second, Alordrion.
Any discussion?
I just want to say that thank goodness that we've had this act in effect for all these years, and I feel bad for the way things were before that when you read what the special needs or exceptional needs children had to go through years ago, and so I'm really grateful for that.
Roll call vote, student board member Druyon.
Aye.
Ms. Pierce.
Aye.
Mr. Duran.
Aye.
Ms. Porras.
Aye.
Dr. Watson.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Motion carries 6-0. Item 22.2 through 22.6, is there a motion to take them as a group or individually?
I take item 22.2 to 22.6 as a group. Pierce.
Second, Alordrion.
Got it. Any discussion? Hearing none, preferential vote.
Aye.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. Consent items, student matters. Dr. May-Vollmer.
Yes, item stipulated expulsion case number 25/26-11 on a motion made by trustee Porras, seconded by trustee Duran. The motion carried 5-0 with the board accepting the recommendation of the stipulated expulsion. Stipulated expulsion case 25/26-12 on a motion made by trustee Porras, seconded by trustee Duran, carrying 5-0 with the board accepting the recommendation. Stipulated expulsion case 25/26-14 on a motion made by trustee Porras, seconded by trustee Duran. The motion carried 5-0 with the board accepting the recommendation. Stipulated expulsion case 25/26-15 on a motion made by trustee Porras, seconded by trustee Duran. The motion carried 4-1 with the board accepting the recommendation. Stipulated expulsion case 25/26-16 on a motion made by trustee Porras, seconded by trustee Dr. Watson. The motion carried 5-0 with the board accepting the recommendation. Reinstatement student case 24/25-53 on a motion made by trustee Porras, seconded by trustee Duran. The motion carried 5-0 with the board accepting the recommendation of reinstatement. Reinstatement student case number 24/25-59 on a motion made by trustee Porras, seconded by trustee Duran. The motion carried 5-0 with the board accepting the recommendation of reinstatement. Reinstatement student case number 25/26-01 on a motion made by trustee Porras, seconded by trustee Duran. The motion carried 5-0 with the board accepting the recommendation of the reinstatement.
Item 24, consent items, business services. There are 12 items. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
Take them as a group.
Second, Porras.
Hearing none. No discussion?
I have a little discussion.
Got it.
I just want to go out to the donors and the donation folks and read them a little bit. John Glenn Middle School PTO, $999, and Heidi Fisher giving some golf clubs over to Shadow Hills High School. We also have Amelia Earhart PTO with a $10,000 general fund donation. Dion Cabinet Company to La Quinta High School for $300. We got a Rudy Garcia, gave some money to the Arts Academy Dance Club, says $10. Joel Noel Lobos to the Desert Ridge Academy Band Program for $100, and Las Cazuelas Cafe for the Palm Desert High School Homecoming Dance for $400. And just want to say that it's really great to have these community members who don't just talk the talk, but they walk the walk, and my hat's off to each and every one of them. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, preferential vote.
Aye.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. Consent items, personnel services. No, educational services. There are 20 items. Is there a motion to take them as a group or individually?
Take them as a group. Druyon.
Second, Grant.
Any discussion? Hearing none, preferential vote.
Aye.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. Item 26, consent items, personnel services. No items. Moving forward. Item 27, consent items, student support services. There are 16 items. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
Take them as a group. Druyon.
Is there a second?
Second, Pierce.
Pierce. Any discussion? Hearing none, preferential vote.
Aye.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. Item 28, consent items, superintendent, no items. Item 29, personnel actions, certificated. Dr. Hyde, do we have any retirements?
Yes, sir. I'm excited to announce that we actually have one retiree, Karen McCausland, teacher at Earhart Elementary School, is retiring after 8.5 years of service. So congratulations to Ms. McCausland. I hope she has a wonderful retirement.
Is there a motion?
Motion, Porras.
Second, Duran. Any discussion?
Congratulations on making it to the finish line. Enjoy your retirement.
Student board member will not be participating in this one. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Personnel actions classified. Dr. Hyde, do you have any retirements?
Yes, sir. We actually have one retirement here as well to announce. Felipe Manriquez, administrative assistant at Adams Early Childhood Learning Center, retiring after 33 years of service to the district. So congratulations to Ms. Manriquez. Again, I hope she has a terrific next chapter in her life.
Is there a motion?
Porras.
Porras. Is there a second?
Second, Pierce.
Any discussion? Hearing none, student board member Cast will not be participating on this one. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Call out closed session items. Dr. May-Vollmer.
Yes, tonight in closed session, the board approved the appointment of Deborah Cormier, the assistant principal of Indio High School, passed with a motion made by trustee Porras and seconded by trustee Duran, and the vote was unanimous.
Suggestions for future agenda items that receive at least 3 votes. Student board member Druyon.
I have none.
Ms. Pierce.
None for me.
Mr. Duran.
I have none, but I have to say, happy birthday on Tuesday to Jordan, and happy birthday to Tricia on the 27th. We are not going to have a board meeting before your birthday, so happy birthday, Trish.
I have nothing. Happy birthday.
I have none. Item 33, announcements. The next regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Education will be February 3rd, 2026 in the District Education Boardroom, 47950 Dune Palms Road, La Quinta, California. We will not be reconvening adjournment. This meeting is adjourned at, we'll do 8:32.